Welcome back. Hundreds of protests are set for this weekend against the rise of data centers and artificial intelligence. Demonstrators are calling on lawmakers to protect local communities and ensure that AI poses no national security risks. New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed a one-year data center moratorium. That was an executive order that she signed last week. She says it's due to higher utility expenses for consumers. But a recent report from the City Journal argues against what the Democrat governor is concluding. They say the data centers are not causing the sharp rise in utility costs. It's, in fact, bad energy policy that is stoking expenses to move higher. Joining me now is the EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. Lee, great to have you this morning. Welcome back. The administration has already ordered these data centers to produce their own electricity. I mean, I know that the president did an executive order telling the hyperscalers, you want to build a data center, you've got to take on, the cost of the electricity. And so this executive order is an easy cop-out, according to those critics. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the president's been pushing this ratepayer protection pledge. He meets with these hyperscalers. He wants these projects to be built correctly. And the reality is that most Americans want the United States to be the artificial intelligence capital of the world. They don't want us to lose this race to places like China. That next level of looking at an individual project needs to understand the reality that there's a wide range of how these projects could get built. I've traveled the entire country after I became EPA Administrator last year. There was a lot of groundbreaking, trillions of dollars of new investment pouring into this country since President Trump was sworn back into office. For a local community trying to decide whether or not a project is good or not, you can ask yourself three simple things. Is this project going to make my bills go up or down? Is this project going to be a net taker from the grid or a net provider onto the grid? And three is, what is it going to do with the water? Is it a closed-loop data system? Is it going to be 100% recyclable? And there's been all this controversy and focus on the worst projects and the worst fears. And there hasn't been enough focus on the data center projects that are out there in America that are checking all of these boxes. And if we want to win this race to make America the AI capital of the world, we need to be leading into this. Leaders need to lead. And what you saw from the governor of New York, that is not leadership, and her state's going to suffer because of it.
Well, I mean, do you think that she's actually understanding the benefits of AI? Look, I understand that there is fear amidst this AI revolution that we're all experiencing. I mean, there's fear about jobs, that automation will replace your job, and there's fear about the cost of all of this. But let's talk about the other side of this. What kind of benefits AI is giving us, how it's changing our lives and changing our industries. I know that the administration is trying to deal with those fears and trying to understand where we are in terms of putting patches, getting ahead of the bad guys, bad actors potentially. But is New York understanding that what you just said, we need to win this race against China in AI and the benefits of AI?
Well, what I believe is happening in New York is that you have a governor who has a re-election campaign this November who's looking at a poll. And what you need to do if you're a leader is that you communicate to your state, listen, we can't continue to set our state back. And there's a reason why places like New York, California lead the country in outmigration. It's policies that come from state capitals, that when you add up all of these anti-business policies, a company that is going to invest in a data center project that's going to cost billions of dollars, and they're thinking long term, they're just going to go to a state that actually wants them. So it's a short-term calculation that is political, that it's based on polling as you look at an upcoming election, and it's also the easiest path forward for the days or the weeks that are ahead, because you don't have to do the heavy lifting of explaining yourself to people who may not agree with your decision and your direction and your vision. But the right thing to do, if you want to raise your hand and serve an elected office, you get elected and you have these important positions, is that you explain yourself as to what you know to be right. And in this case, as it relates to data centers, we would be so foolish if we as a country decided that all data center projects are bad. We're going to have a federal moratorium, not understanding and acknowledging the reality that you can bring costs down on your energy bills. These could be behind the meter, providing, creating energy and delivering onto the grid. And they also can be taking care of water use and with water reuse, with 100% recyclable water. These are the tough conversations that you should be willing to have if you want to raise your hand and serve in these positions of power.
Right. And by the way, back by popular demand, next week we are doing another week-long look at AI and this intelligence revolution. So I hope everybody will join us because we have all of the major players involved talking about AI next week in our one-week special. The rise of AI, the intelligence revolution, all week next week. Don't forget, the last time we did this, last quarter, we uncovered lots of important items within this AI revolution, so you will want to join us all week next week. In the meanwhile, I want to take a look at oil prices and get your take here because we are seeing a new wave of strikes on Iran overnight, and the last few days, the U.S. targeted key military targets, bridges, coastal surveillance, energy infrastructure, commercial traffic in the Strait of Hormuz slowing in the meantime. And the International Energy Agency is warning these renewed strikes threaten the global crude supply. Member countries releasing nearly 3/4 of the planned emergency stock release with only a few weeks left before those supplies dry up. Lee, assess this backdrop for us with regard to energy capacity in this country.
Well, President Trump, as soon as he came into office, declared a national energy emergency, created a National Energy Dominance Council. It's been a whole government approach within this administration. And the worst thing is if the president did nothing with what was going on in the Middle East and allowed Iran to be able to close down the strait, to be able to charge tolls, to be able to control what comes in and out. The strait is open because of President Trump's leadership. And long term, what you have right now is a lot of other countries that have been heavily relying on the Middle East for their energy supplies for a long time, now looking to the United States. They want to know how they could diversify their supply chain, get supplies from the U.S., understanding it takes less time for many of these Indo-Pacific countries to get their energy from the United States, and they have total freedom of navigation. So anyone who wants to look at this conflict that's going on in the Middle East, mid-range, long-term, this is going to be better for the United States than ever before. Because of unleashing energy dominance is not just big for us domestically, it's big for us as far as exports and helping our economy and national security.
That's right, because it's an economic issue, but it's also a national security issue. And probably most notable that we must mention is what you've been doing in terms of rolling back all of these regulations that have gotten in the way of growth and progress. Those regulations really dug in deep under Joe Biden's leadership, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. And doing it at Trump speed. President Trump wants this stuff done as fast as possible to deliver on that Trump mandate, to ensure that we're improving our economy. So we're happy to do it every day, proving you can protect the environment and grow the economy.
Lee, great to see you. We'll be watching your work. Thanks for being here this morning. Lee Zeldin, EPA Administrator.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you. We'll be right back.